Or to the cloud. Well, I'm very excited that today we are here with the awesome Pierre Jeanty, who is going to be one of our speakers this year at the conference at the beach. So we are so glad that you're going to be joining us, Pierre. And we just like to know a little bit about you. So can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, about your business experience in publishing, and so on?
Okay, thank you for having me. First of all, I've heard of NINC, and being that I do not have a novel. I'm mostly nonfiction and poetry. I never attended, so I am excited about attending for the first time. My name is Pierre Jeanty. She pronounced it right, and I've been an author for since 2014. I published my first book. And since then, I've been a full-time author. I started off selling T-shirts and kind of branding myself to the book being the second product. And since then, it's been the thing that I've done. I mostly write in poetry, kind of mixture of nonfiction, modern poetry per se. My most popular book, the title is Her. It's just her. Um, Beside that, I have mostly books where they're on relationships, obviously, being that it's a lot of poetry. So, in terms of me being as an educator, over the last 4 years or so, I started about actually since 2000, late 2019, I jumped into selling direct because I've been a published author for a while and I've sold books well on Amazon. And since then, I went on a journey of direct sales, which it was an uphill battle because there were too many people really doing this, and just to see how everything merge, and now how we have other people who are doing it has been interesting, but not interesting, but a good thing. But the last 4 years, I've been an educator where kind of it is mostly teaching about Facebook ads, which I've done for the last 10 years, and also direct sales, which we've not only generated a significant amount of money, seven figure, but also have helped other authors reach that status. So it's been a lot of my things that I talk about come from a lot of lessons, etc. So now I'm just an educator, and also we run a agency and also a fulfillment center.
Just a little hobby on the side, right? Yeah, just a little something. Doesn't take up any time. Well, you spoke about educating, and that brings us to your workshops, and you will have two. And the first one is Shopify for authors. Can you give us just a little sneak peek to whet people's appetite?
Yes, so the idea is to start presenting Shopify as the ideal platform, which I believe is the ideal platform when it comes to building a direct sell model. Or for me, it's called like having a book business. But the other part of the what I want to put an emphasis on when it comes to presenting about Shopify is really talking about having a holistic approach in terms of it. Because a lot of the times we hear go to Shopify, go direct. I like to point out some of those things that you might face, some of the things that you absolutely need. It's never just setting up a Shopify store and rolling with it. It's optimization. It's all the things that are needed, which is why what I want to cover in this session.
Okay, that's good. I know a lot of us wanted to hear, no, it's just so easy. You just push a button and it all
Oh, no.
happens. But no, give it to us straight. Tell us the truth. That's what we want. That's what we expect. Okay, so your second workshop is Facebook ads for direct sales. Another
Yes.
another topic that's super easy, not at all complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, so the part that I love about having this approach is because I think when we think of advertising, usually we think like, oh, it's hands off, and well, not hands. Some people, not everyone thinks like that, but it's always, I'm going to run the ads, I'm going to make money, my life is gonna change. No. So when it comes to advertising, it's one of those things. Again, I like talking from a holistic standpoint, simply because when you're doing direct sale, sometimes it is the ads, sometimes it's the ads is affected by everything else you're not doing. So in the session, I want to focus about what are the new things that Facebook has going on. I've watched it over the last 10 years, especially doing direct sale for a long period of time, actually since 2018, but on Shopify has been since 2019. So talking about the changes, talking about considering all of the strategies, not just saying, hey, everybody go broad or everybody lose interest. There's just too many. I try my entire goal in these sessions is not to throw a bunch of blanket statements, but or not blanket statement, but not have a one size fit all is having everyone consider all of those things because as someone who have an agency with over 20 people and also looking at we build some Shopify stores for people that don't want to do it. We run into a new problem almost every day. And it's like, yes, this works for this person. And what the heck is this? So that's kind of my approach with this.
Okay, again, that's going to be one that I'm sure that we're going to have a lot of interested people. So I'm excited about that. So this is going to be your first conference, your first NINC conference, not your first conference, your first NINC conference. And you've said that you've heard of it. So we're just curious, what are you most excited about for your first time with us at St. Pete Beach?
Really is being the best way to say it is being in a group of fiction authors that are obviously serious about their career because um I've said this quite a bit in my group where I said for the first 10 years all I did was put my nose on, I forgot the exact term, but I focused on selling books. And when I finally decided I want to connect with other authors, it was being in 20 books where it's all different type of fiction authors and some have the business mindset, some don't. There's just different group of people versus NINC. It's kind of like obviously as you mentioned is a vetted group that they are selling. Obviously they have some type of business mindset. Just meeting a group of fiction authors who are succeeding but who are looking at this not just I want to write amazing stories and let it go, but it's more of I want to also have a business, which I think we see a lot more on the nonfiction side, obviously, but the fiction side is it's ideal to meet those group of people. So yeah.
That's going to be great. And I think that the NINC audience is going to love you. And one thing the programming team really worked hard to do this year was to bring speakers that are new to NINC, that are experts in their field, but are not necessarily like people we've had at NINC a bunch of times before. And you're a perfect fit for this because, like you said, nonfiction really got into like direct and Shopify and building a stack of products way faster, way
Mm-hmm.
earlier, I guess, than fiction did. So it's nice that you have that extensive nonfiction experience and then can bring that to NINC and talk about it in a way that fiction authors and our members and attendees are going to be able to apply. Like I imagine, Tawdra, make a note. We should make sure Pierre's got plenty of space. And I already know that we're going to hear from the volunteers, like, don't schedule any workshops against this that I want to go to. It's just impossible, guys. We just booked too many good workshops and you're just going to have to pick and choose and, trade notes with your friends later.
Yeah.
So Pierre, before we let you go, is there somewhere that people can go and like learn more about you, both as an educator and as an author?
Sevenfigurebookbusiness.com will be the ideal space. It's still a little bit under construction because I'm busy actually working. But this is where you could actually find out about my book. One of the things I make sure everyone read the book before they do anything with me. And even though this is the conference, I would recommend that people do get it because in that book I lay out everything and your expectation and so forth. So then you have kind of the right mindset when you're going into direct sale, or at least looking into direct sale, because sometimes it's making a decision whether you take that step or decide to run away from that step, which some people should.
Yeah.
But no, I am excited because I've had a bunch of NINC members. One of the authors were helping every for 2 years straight. She's like, you need to show up. And more people have been saying it. So it's an honor. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling you're going to have a lot of meetings. And like Tawdra and I can vouch, you're super friendly. If people see you in the lobby, if you're not actively in a meeting, they should just like stop and say hello and chat. And you're just going to be such a huge asset to the conference.
Warning, I will talk. So until I start moving my legs like this, I actually love that about conferences, because the more you get to hear what other people are trying to do or answer questions, sometimes it's a unique questions that actually add to the presentation or add to
Yeah.
something else. So I'm looking forward to that. I want that.
It's gonna be great, and we're looking forward to dazzling you with NINC, and you're gonna feel like you need to come back as an industry guest every single year. Well, this year's conference is September 18th through the 22nd, 2024 in St. Pete Beach, Florida. I am Mel Jolly. My partner in crime here is Todrick Kendall. We are the directors of the Novelist Inc. conference. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to ninc.com. That's NINC.com. And Pierre, we can't wait to see you at the beach.
Whoop, whoop. Looking forward to it.